Section 1. How do you rank F1 world champions? Before we dive in, let's set the ground rules. Ranking F1 champions isn't just about counting titles, it's about context. The competition they faced, the cars they drove, the eras they raced in, and the impact they left on the sport. We're looking at dominance, adaptability, legacy, and those intangible moments of greatness that separate the good from the truly legendary. This isn't just a list of stats. It's the story of Formula One, told through its greatest drivers. Section 2, the pioneers, 1950s. Let's start at the beginning. The early years of F1 were wild, dangerous, and unpredictable. The champions of this era were true pioneers, racing on the edge with a little more than leather helmets and nerves of steel. If you love deep dives into racing history, hit subscribe so you never miss a lap. Giuseppe Farina, 1950. The very first F1 world champion, Farina was fast and fearless, but his reign was short. He set the template for what it meant to be a champion, but in the grand scheme, he's overshadowed by those who came after. Alberto Ascari, 1952-1953, Italy's only double world champion. Ascari was dominant in the early 1950s, winning back-to-back titles with Ferrari. His smooth style and technical brilliance made him the class of the field, but his career and life were tragically cut short. Juan Manuel Fangio, 1951, 1954, 1955, 1956, 1957. Fangio's 5 titles stood as the gold standard for nearly 50 years. He won with 4 different teams, mastered every car he drove, and survived the most dangerous era in F1 history. Fangio's legacy is untouchable. He's the original F1 legend. Mike Hawthorn, 1958. Britain's first world champion. Hawthorn's title came in a season marked by tragedy, and he retired immediately after. A solid driver, but not in the same league as Fangio or Ascari. Section 3, the British invasion, 1960s. The 60s saw the rise of British engineering and a new breed of champions. Jack Brabham, 1959, 1960, 1966. The only man to win a title in a car bearing his own name. Brabham was a technical genius and a fierce competitor. His 1966 title in a car he built is one of the sport's greatest achievements. Graham Hill, 1962, 1968. The only driver to win the Triple Crown of motorsport, F1, Indy 500, and Le Mans. Hill was the ultimate gentleman racer, known for his charisma and determination. Jim Clark, 1963, 1965. Arguably the most naturally gifted driver of his era, Clark was devastatingly fast and smooth, dominating with Lotus. His career was tragically cut short, but his legend endures. John Surtees, 1964. The only man to win world championships on 2 and 4 wheels. Surtees' versatility is unmatched, but his F1 career was brief at the top. Denny Hume, 1967. New Zealand's only champion, Hume was tough, consistent and respected, but not as spectacular as some of his peers. Section 4, the Golden Age, 1970s. The 70s brought colour, personality and a new level of professionalism to F1. Jackie Stewart, 1969, 1971, 1973. The Flying Scot. Stewart was a master tactician, a relentless campaigner for safety, and a 3-time champion. His influence on the sport goes far beyond his titles. Jochen Rindt, 1970. F1's only posthumous champion. Rindt was blindingly fast and fearless, but his life was cut short at Monza. His 1970 season was a display of raw speed and tragic fate. Emerson Fittipaldi, 1972-1974, Brazil's first champion. Fittipaldi was smooth, smart, and a pioneer for South American drivers. He won with both Lotus and McLaren, showing adaptability and class. James Hunt, 1976. The Playboy champion. Hunt's 1976 title, won in a dramatic battle with Niki Lauda, is the stuff of legend. He was fast, charismatic, and lived life at full throttle. Mario Andretti, 1978. America's last F1 champion. Andretti was a true all-rounder, winning in everything from F1 to IndyCar. His 1978 title with Lotus was a masterclass in speed and adaptability. Jody Scheckter, 1979, South Africa's only champion. Scheckter was tough and consistent, leading Ferrari to their last driver's title before the Schumacher era. Section 5, the turbo era and the rise of the superstars, 1980s. The 80s were defined by turbocharged monsters and larger-than-life personalities. Alan Jones, 1980, Australia's first champion since Brabham. Jones was aggressive and determined, leading Williams to their first title. Nelson Piquet, 1,981, 1,983, 1,987. 3 titles with 2 teams. Piquet was cunning, technically astute, and a master of mind games. He thrived in the turbo era. Keke Rosberg, 1982, the original Flying Finn. Rosberg won a wild, unpredictable 1982 season with just 1 victory. He was fast, brave, and a pioneer for Finnish drivers. Niki Lauda, 1975, 1977, 1984, the comeback king. Lauda's return from a near-fatal crash to win 2 more titles is one of the greatest stories in sports. His 1984 title, by just half a point, showed his relentless will. Alain Prost, 1985, 1986, 1989, 1993. The Professor. Prost was the master of strategy, consistency, and racecraft. 4 titles, 51 wins, and legendary battles with Senna and Lauda. He's one of the sport's true greats. Ayrton Senna, 1988, 1990, 1991. The icon. Senna's speed, intensity, and spiritual approach to racing made him a legend. His qualifying laps were works of art, and his rivalry with Prost defined an era. Senna's tragic death in 1994 only cemented his myth. Section 6, the modern era begins, 1990s. The 90s saw the rise of new teams, new technology, and a new generation of champions. Nigel Mansell, 1992. The Lion. Mansell's 1992 season with Williams was pure domination. He was fast, emotional, and a fan favorite. Damon Hill, 1996. The son of a champion, Hill overcame immense pressure to win the title with Williams. He was consistent, resilient, and delivered when it mattered. Jacques Villeneuve, 1997. The last Williams champion, Villeneuve was bold, aggressive, and fearless, taking the fight to Schumacher in a dramatic season. Mika Hakkinen, 1998, 1999. The Flying Finn. Hakkinen was the only man who could consistently beat Schumacher in his prime. 2 titles with McLaren and a reputation for speed and humility. Section 7, the Schumacher era, 2000s. The early 2000s were dominated by one man, Michael Schumacher. Michael Schumacher, 1994, 1995, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004 to 7 titles, 91 wins, and an era of Ferrari dominance. Schumacher's work ethic, technical feedback, and relentless drive set new standards. He rebuilt Ferrari from the ground up, turning them into an unstoppable force. His record stood for over a decade, and his influence is still felt today. Fernando Alonso, 2005, 2006. The man who ended Schumacher's reign. Alonso was aggressive, intelligent, and relentless. His back-to-back titles with Renault were a masterclass in racecraft and determination. Kimi Räikkönen, 2007. The Iceman. Räikkönen's 2007 title with Ferrari was a dramatic last-gasp triumph. He was fast, unflappable, and a fan favourite for his no-nonsense style. Lewis Hamilton, 2008, 2014, 2015, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, the record breaker. Hamilton's debut season was sensational, and his first title in 2008 was won in the final corner of the final race. He would go on to dominate the turbo hybrid era with Mercedes, breaking almost every record in the book. Hamilton's speed, adaptability, and activism have made him a global icon. Jenson Button, 2009. The smooth operator. Button's 2009 title with Braun GP was a fairy tale, winning with a team that almost didn't exist. His smooth driving and tactical brilliance delivered one of F1's most unlikely championships. Section 8, the Vettel and Red Bull era, 2010s. The 2010s saw the rise of a new dynasty. Sebastian Vettel, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. The youngest four-time champion in history, Vettel's run with Red Bull was pure domination, winning 4 straight titles with a mix of speed, intelligence, and relentless focus. His qualifying laps were legendary, and his partnership with Adrian Newey produced some of the fastest cars ever seen. Nico Rosberg, 2016. The ultimate rival. Rosberg's 2016 title was a triumph of resilience and determination, beating Hamilton in a season-long duel. He retired immediately after, going out on top. Section 9, the modern masters, 2020s. The current era is defined by new stars and shifting power. Max Verstappen, 2021, 2022, 2023. The Dutch Lion. Verstappen's aggressive style, racecraft, and relentless pace have made him the face of the new generation. His 2021 title, won in a controversial showdown with Hamilton, was one of the most dramatic in history. He's since dominated with Red Bull, setting new records for wins in a season. Section 10, the one-time wonders. Not every champion built a dynasty, but every title is earned. Phil Hill, 1961. America's first F1 champion. Hill was fast and consistent, winning in a season marked by tragedy. Richie Ginther, 1965, as a constructor. While not a champion as a driver, Ginther's technical contributions helped others win. John Surtees, 1964. As mentioned, the only man to win on 2 and 4 wheels. Denny Hume, 1967. The quiet Kiwi, always consistent. Jochen Rindt, 1970. The only posthumous champion. James Hunt, 1976. The playboy who beat Lauda. Jody Scheckter, 1979. The last Ferrari champion before Schumacher. Alan Jones, 1980. Australia's tough guy. Keke Rosberg, 1982. The original Flying Finn. Nigel Mansell, 1992. The Lion, finally crowned. Damon Hill, 1996. The son who matched his father, Jacques Villeneuve, 1997. The last Williams champion, Jenson Button, 2009. The smooth operator, Nico Rosberg, 2016. The man who beat Hamilton and walked away. The all-time greats, the top 10. Now, let's get controversial. Here's my ranking of the top 10 F1 world champions based on dominance, adaptability, legacy, and impact. 10 Niki Lauda. For his comeback, technical feedback, and 3 titles. 9, Fernando Alonso, for ending Schumacher's reign and his relentless racecraft. 8, Jackie Stewart, for his 3 titles and tireless work on safety. 7, Jim Clark, for his natural speed and dominance in the 60s. 6, Sebastian Vettel, for his 4 straight titles and Red Bull dominance. 5, Ayrton Senna, for his raw speed, qualifying magic, and legendary rivalries. 4, Alain Prost, for his 4 titles, consistency, and strategic genius. 3, Juan Manuel Fangio, for his 5 titles in the most dangerous era. 2, Michael Schumacher, for his 7 titles, Ferrari dynasty, and relentless drive. 1st, Lewis Hamilton, for his 7 titles, record-breaking wins, adaptability, and impact on and off the track. The legacy of F1 champions. Every F1 world champion has left their mark on the sport. Some changed the way we race, some changed the way we think about safety, and some just changed the record books. From Fangio's mastery to Hamilton's modern dominance, the story of F1 is the story of its champions. But the debate never ends. Who's the greatest? Who had the toughest competition? Who made the biggest impact? That's what makes F1 history so fascinating. If you want more deep dives into the legends, rivalries, and controversies that shape Formula One, hit subscribe and join the conversation. Drop a comment with your own top 10. Let's see who you think deserves the crown. Conclusion. From the pioneers of the 50s to the modern masters, every F1 world champion has a story worth telling. Some were dominant, some were underdogs, and some were just in the right place at the right time. But all of them reached the pinnacle of motorsport. Thanks for watching this ultimate ranking and explanation of every F1 world champion. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow racing fans. Let's keep the debate going in the comments. Who's your number one and why? See you in the next lap of F1 history.